Assalamualaikum everyone. Good morning. We shall wait for our guest speaker, Prof. Dekan, to come in. Thank you for joining, especially those who are from Johor Bahru. You are having your weekend today, so thank you for joining. We shall start soon as our guest speaker has arrived here. Assalamualaikum, Prof.
Salam.
How are you today, Prof?
Fine, Alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah. Let me stop sharing the photo.
Okay.
And we can get to see all the participants. Thank you especially to Prof. Zaidatun for making your time to be our speaker today. And we have our counterparts in JB as well. Thank you for joining Dr. Ali, Dr. Rahim, Dr. Ivy. I think SI is Dr. Sarima.
It's I, Dr. Sarima.
Sarima Ismail, Shalini. Thank you. Okey ke cuaca di Johor, Prof?
Pagi tadi it looks like macam it's going to be rain, but now okay kot, the sun is here.
Alhamdulillah. Kat sini pun a wet morning. Basah sikit hari ni. Tapi insyaAllah. We are in March already, Prof.
Yep.
Time goes by so fast.
The new semester is coming, another
2 weeks.
2 weeks.
Yeah. Tengah kena hustle lah in these 2 weeks to do all the other things.
Everything, the notes has to be upload to the e-learning, ODL. Okay.
Yalah.
The last date for thesis submission on 17 March.
For you.
New student is coming. Oh my God.
Tak apalah.
The routine work as usual.
Yeah. If we don't have all these challenges, then we don't, improve ourselves.
Yeah.
Okay. Are we waiting for more people to come in or shall we start?
I think we just start. Okay.
Okay.
Later on, maybe they will join us later. Okay.
Okay. Maybe we mix our language, but we have our.
Yeah.
Okay.
My slides is actually in English.
Okay.
I think just about 5 slides in Bahasa, but then I will deliver it in both English and BM. Okay. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Shall I start, Prof?
Yeah.
Okay. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you everyone for joining this workshop today. Our workshop today is entitled Bengkel, Pengenalan dan Persediaan Pertandingan Nali, which is introductory and preparatory workshop for Nali competition, inshallah, for this year, Nali 2022. And we are very honored to have our Dean of Faculty of Social Sciences and Humanities here with us as the guest speaker. And I would like to warmly welcome our director, FSSH KL, Dr. Zuana Muhammad Zain, and the rest of all of you here, especially our friends from JB and also those who are in KL. And without further ado, let us start our workshop with the recitation of Doa by Al-Fadil Ustaz Dr. Nik Muhammad Zain.
Alhamdulillah minasyaitanir rajim. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alamin wal aqibatu lil muttaqin wala udwana illa 'alal zalimin. Ya Allah, ya Rahman, ya Rahim. Sesungguhnya kami menadah tangan kepadamu pagi ini, ya Allah, menzahirkan rasa kesyukuran atas iradat dan kudratmu yang telah menentukan dan mengizinkan kami untuk berhimpun secara maya dalam bengkel perkongsian dan persediaan pertandingan Nali 2022. Asbahna ala fitratil Islam wa ala kalimatil ikhlas wa ala dini nabiyina Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam wa ala millati abina Ibrahim hanifan muslima wa ma kana minal musyrikin. Kami berada pagi ini atas fitrah Islam, kalimatul ikhlas, yakni dua kalimah syahadah, agama Nabi kami sallallahu alaihi wasallam dan agama nenek moyang kami Ibrahim alaihi salam yang lurus dan seorang muslim dan tidak di antara orang yang syirik. Ya Allah, ya Munzilar Rahmah wa ya Fatihal Barakah. Allahumma inna nas'aluka ilman nafi'a wa rizqan tayyiba wa amalan mutaqabbala. Ya Allah, sesungguhnya kami memohon kepadamu ya Allah ilmu yang bermanfaat, rezeki yang baik dan amalan yang diterima. Sesungguhnya kami memohon kepadamu ya Allah agar berkatilah dan permudahkanlah perjalanan program pagi ini. Jadikanlah ia seumpama taman antara taman syurga. Berikanlah peluang kepada kami untuk berkongsi idea, ilmu dan pandangan dalam menyuburkan budaya penyelidikan dan penerbitan ke arah kecemerlangan. Dan jadikanlah program ini sebagai pencetus inovasi, isu-isu dan cabaran ke arah kemapanan pendidikan. Ya Allah, Ya Muhaimin, Ya Aziz, Ya Jabbar, Engkau terangilah hati kami dengan cahaya petunjuk-Mu sebagaimana Engkau menerangi bumi ini dengan cahaya matahari-Mu selama-lamanya. Bukakanlah kepada kami hikmah-hikmah-Mu dan limpahkanlah ke atas kami daripada khazanah-khazanah rahmat-Mu. Ya Allah, Ya Zal Jalal wal Ikram, jadikanlah kami, Ya Allah, dalam kalangan hamba-hamba-Mu yang beriman dan bertakwa. Jauhkanlah kami, Ya Allah, daripada melanggar perintah-Mu. Kurniakanlah kepada kami, Ya Allah, kesihatan yang berpanjangan, kesejahteraan yang sempurna, fikiran yang waras, minda yang cergas, rezeki yang halal, zuriat dan generasi yang beriman, serta kurniakanlah kepada kami, Ya Allah, akan segala kebaikan di dunia dan di akhirat. Allahumma ja'al jam'ana haza jam'an marhuma wa tafarruqana min ba'di tafarruqan ma'suma wa la taj'alillahu fina wa la ma'ana ولا من يتبعنا شقيا ولا مطرودا ولا محروما ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار وصلى الله على محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين والحمد لله رب العالمين.
Amin, amin, amin. Ya Rabbal Alamin. Thank you, Ustaz Sahim, for such a wonderful dua. And we shall continue with the welcoming remark from our director, Dr. Zuhana Muhammad Zain. The floor is yours, Dr. Zuhana.
Thank you, Dr. Wafara. Yeah, excuse my voice. You know, I have not been well for this week. Semalam ni semua batuk-batuk, but I did RTK test yesterday. It was negative. Alhamdulillah. Thank you to Dr. Farah and also Dr. Zilal who actually I put them in the Jawatankuasa research and publication, and this is one of the programs that they come up with, and I thank you. But I also thank you I would like to also thank our JB counterparts who joined our program today. Okay, I appreciate your attendance. Today is Friday, is a working day in JB. Yeah, okay. Thank you very much to our dekan, to our dean Persediaan for willingly want to share some of a very important information on Nali, which I do hope that based on this program, more of us are going to join Nali this year. Okay, thank you very much, and I will not delay any more of all this program. Okay, so back to you, yeah, Dr. Farah.
Thank you, Dr. Suhana. Short and sweet, and hopefully you can recover from cough and sore throat. Yeah, inshallah. Prof, before we start our first slot, let me just run through the tentative of today's workshop. This workshop is going to be divided into 3 slots. So the first slot is going to be the introductory to what Nali is about. The second slot is concerning the potential innovation that we can, come up with to enter this Nali competition. And the third slot is the sharing session from our FSS HKL staff as well, who has won a silver award last year. But before we start, and I pass the floor to Prof. Zaida. Prof. Zaida, I apologize in advance because I stalked you this morning, and let me share what what my findings were. And of course, our Dean and Prof. Zaidatun is the best speaker that we can have for sharing this Nali, because these are her achievements to date, yeah, in terms of innovation awards. She has obtained a whopping 63 innovation awards. So you are such an inspiration, Prof. And I think for Nali competition alone, I can't keep track how many times you won, Prof. There's just so many. And we are very proud to have you as our guest speaker. And with that, I pass the floor to you, Prof. Zaida, to start our slot for this workshop.
Okay, Assalamualaikum. Thank you very much, Dr. Wan Farah, okay, my colleagues, Dr. Zuhana, or the top management of Faculty of Social Sciences and Humanities, and to all staff of faculty, yang I think the one that we really appreciate, and we honored all of you who's actually spent Friday mornings with us. And Alhamdulillah, Allah granted us a few hours this morning to share about Nali. Okay, thank you, Dr. Wan Farah, for introducing a little bit on my involvement in Innovation Award. I've been started receive award, the first award, Innovation Award that I received, it was in 2002. That one is actually my PhD research product that I actually joined. The first competition that I joined, I still remember, was Inatech in 2002. And then we received bronze medal. And then after that, we just try our luck for Malaysian Technology Exhibition, MTE, in 2002 also. Then we won silver, if I'm not mistaken. Then we actually sent the same product again to ITEC in 2002. And then we won gold. Then with that, UTM sent us to Germany in 2003. I still remember that, together with my supervisor, Prof. Rio. And then we went to Germany. At that moment, our delegates from UTM that went to Germany is the same group with, I still remember, Prof. Zainuddin, our former TNCA, our Prof. Bakar, the professors from School of Electrical Engineering, Datuk Professor Asma, remember, the ASM, we call it president from USM, the newly appointed of Vice Chancellor of UNIMAP, Professor Yusof. I still remember we were actually in the same groups from Malaysia. About 20 of us went to Germany. The first time Malaysia sent groups of innovators, lecturers, professors to Germany. And then Alhamdulillah, UTM sent 4 products, and our products, the social science product, we received gold in Germany. And then that is the starting point that I actually started my journey in Innovation Award. And then I keep continuing, participated in few innovation competition, and Nali is actually the new one that had been introduced by UTM in, I think, in 2018. 2018, UTM actually started Nali. So the reason why I share this is that you know that as a academician, as a professors, as a lecturers in university, we have all the 7P that we need to concentrate: the research, the publications, the teaching, the consultations, and everything. But one of it under the research is actually on innovation award recognition, and of course through receiving quite numbers of award in exhibition and innovation competition will be recognitions and will increase your visibility in your own area. And beside that, it's just self-satisfaction. Okay, so let me share a little bit what is Nali, and then after that I will share the second part of my sharing session will be on how do you explore what are the potential project that you can send to Nali, because all of my project and innovation project that I send to Nali to other kinds of competitions is actually came from my teaching and learning from my class, and also from my doctoral degree students product, my own PhD product, my master top course product, research product, my actually master mixed mode, bachelor degree student final year project. I send it to the competitions so that students and the student will get exposed to the process of you need to pitch your product, you need to explain your product, and so on. But nowadays, you know that the current ways of UTM handle Nali is that you have to prepare a video to explain your product, and that is another skills that every researcher and exhibitor need to learn. And then how do you actually put everything in 10 minutes video so that people will actually stick with your 10-minute video and feel interested to know more about your innovation. So it's totally, I believe it's totally the same, but of course face-to-face pitching is actually more challenging compared to the video. Okay, and I will give you all the materials after this. Okay, so at certain stage about these competitions, now I just actually join certain competitions when my student feel that, yeah, prof, let us go for competition. Yes, because of the student want to go, then I take the challenge and I say that yes, come, yes, we can actually go for that competition. Uh, uh, but if it's totally based on my research grant product, at this moment, because I don't have enough time to focus on this preparing all the materials to join any innovation competition, then I just relax a little bit. But if the students, my master students or doctoral degree student want to join any competition based on their based on their research product, then I say I will give full support on it. Okay. So the slide, I will give it later the slide to all of you. I did not copy it yet in any Google Drive, but I will share it with all of you later on. Okay, what is Nali? Everybody knows that this is a diagram of new academia learning innovation models that have been introduced by CTL before this UTM lead, formerly known before this as CTL, and then now CDEC. UTM lead has been transformed to be a CDEC. CDEC play kind of similar roles like CTL, Center for Teaching and Learning. So you start with the student-centered learning. This framework has been initiated by our beloved former TNCA, Professor Rose Alinda Alias, together with our former Deans of Faculty of Education, Professor Baharudin Aris, when he was the Director of Center for Teaching and Learning. Okay, so it starts with student-centered learning, and it focusing on the pedagogical part, the learning modes, the pedagogy, andragogy, and hedagogy. And the initiative, there are 9 initiatives under the learning modes, and they are focusing on the learning material, the digital resources, 7 digital resources, and they actually also are focusing on the blended learning in the percentage of 30 to 80%. And the one that covering the outer parts of this Nali is the implementation, training, research, and evaluation. So these will give ideas on what kinds of project that you should actually try your lucks to join Nali. Okay. And the objective of this competition, it is actually based on research. When it's based on research, it's not supposed to be that you must have research grant for your Nali project, but you need to do some research on the project. So it might be some research, innovative, and it's a platform where you will share all your research and innovation product. And it's not totally from your research grant product. It can be just your teaching and learning product, but you have to do some research on it. I will show you how to do that. And then you will improve the educator's competency, because when you actually want to join Nali, then you need to actually embark any kind of initiative here, and also might be any kind of the types of learning material here, or combination of these two also is better and is a good one. So it actually improves us to practice the 21st century teaching and learning Nali. Of course, joining Nali will expose us to other innovative products that are produced by our friends and so on. And the new agenda of Nali, they are focusing on STEM. That's why they have STEMizing initiative inside it. So to improve the STEM awareness among the educators in practicing Nali. And there are 3 types of competition that you can join. First is Nali Award. The second one is the exhibition and competition. The third one is actually the micro-credential competition. I had joined award and exhibition and competition. Award is the grand award. And before you can join award, you need to actually have few medals before this on the same initiative and project through any exhibition, or might be through Nali itself also. So I will share you later on award and exhibition. And of course, the micro-credential, you must have your micro-credential product, then you can join the micro-credential competition. And but I believe number 2, for those who just new to Nali, I believe number 2 is where you can start first to join the exhibition and competition. Award, you can actually craft your journey to go for this award, but it needs time, it needs several practicing of the same product to prove the concept very well, and has been established as a methods that been duplicated by others and so on. You have been distribute your best practices, your innovative ideas to others in Malaysia, outside Malaysia, then you are ready to join Nali Award. But at this moment, if you just starting as a starting action to start or to join Nali 2022, I believe the exhibition and competition is the right category that you should join. But if you already have your micro-credential, why not just join also micro-credential? I don't have any experience in the micro-credential competition, okay? So this is Nali Award. I will go fast for Nali Award, focusing on the project transformative teaching that result in improved student engagement and achievement, project student-centered project, product and innovative. It can be a practice. Award can be a practice, it can be a project, it can be a product, but it must actually incorporate elements of higher education 4.0. And you have a very outstanding achievement or track record, quite numbers of medals, grant, publication that you receive for that similar project, practice or project or product, then you can go for a Nali Award, okay? And it's actually related to the Nali framework itself, and this is the preparations for Nali Award. You have to prepare the abstract, what is your description for your project, practice, and product, backgrounds of problem, issue, objective, methods, finding, potential for commercialization, because in exhibition and innovation award, you did not need to explain on commercialization part. But if you have it, it's a bonus point for you. But for award, it must actually describes and explain a little bit on the commercialization initiative and that you plan for your practice or project or product. And the technology used, the novelty, and you have the presentation video, and of course the impacts on learning and teaching is not on one cohort of students, but it will involve several cohorts across years and so on. My Nali award that I received one Nali award in 2018 when it had been started, introduced the Nali award. That one is my doctoral degree project by Dr. Rosita Abdul Jalil. Her project for her PhD that had been what I call it, well established as special education student apps. She produced 5 apps for the special education children, and the product has been used, had been I think in the Google store, in the Apple store, that others can buy it, and then that's why we actually joined Nali Award in 2018, and Alhamdulillah we won a gold. We won the first prize for that Nali Award. Nali Award, there is no gold, silver, or bronze. It's just the winner of the award. That's all. The winner of the award and the finalists of Nali Award. In 2019, I sent my 25 years innovative products comprised of more than 6 Nali learning strategies, such as problem-based, project-based, case-based learning. I also have a reflective learning and so on. 25 years of work. I sent it 2019 for Nali Award, but we just managed to be recognized as Nali finalists in 2019. And in 2020, we sent it again, and we revised a little bit on our write-up and everything. We changed the name and so on. Then, Alhamdulillah, in 2020, we received the Nali Award as the first winner. So this is how you, a little bit on Nali Award. For the Nali, okay, this is the one that I will focus more, because I believe some of you just knew about it, and might be some of you already received Nali Award, bronze and silver, but I believe this is the one that everybody has to aim and to join Nali, that at least you will receive at least bronze medals and so on. I give you one situation. The first time we joined in ATEC, 2002, at that moment, social science punya researcher lah from our faculty, the first one who received award from our faculty was Professor Dr. Zaleha Ismail. She received a silver ke gold award from Geneva Innovation Award. I still remember. Right? Itu dia memang dia lah the first one, and it gave us motivate us, and that as a social scientist, we are actually able to join this kind of innovation award. So saya share sedikit in 2002 when we join Inatec. Pada ketika tu kita rasa kita berani mati lah, saya dengan Prof Rio. We just join it. We don't have copyright yet. We just have our software, my multiple intelligence software for my doctoral degree project. We sent it 2002. We don't have any ideas how to pitch this project. We just present it and so on. We did not receive any award. We don't have any publication on it. No, publication we have it because it's a doctoral degree punya work. And then we join. And then suddenly, in ATEC tu ada juga yang tak dapat award, and we receive bronze. And we just sit down in one corner with Ayla, sit down dengan Prof Rio in one corner. We are not happy actually. We just keep quiet and look at our face lah. Saya tengok muka dia, dia tengok muka saya. We actually worry a lot because we thought that kita pun tak sangka menang on bronze, because there are others of our friends on our right and left who did not receive any medals. Then we realized that we might be going to be the one like them lah, did not receive any medal. Then kami masa tu just reflect back, beraninya kami join. Kalau kami tak dapat medal, mana nak letak muka and so on. But Alhamdulillah, we started with bronze. And after that, we send it again. Same goes to MTE also. We receive at that moment silver, kan? Tak silap silver. And in ITEC, we receive it gold. So meaning that when you join a competition, set your mind that this is for sharing purposes, not aim for medals. InsyaAllah, Allah will granted something good lah for you. Itu sajalah as a starting point. So exhibition and competition is you need to have a poster, you need to have your presentation video. I'm not sure Nali 2022 what's going to be the format. If COVID-19 is still like what we have right now, might be they will go for poster and also the presentation video again, where you need to prepare your poster and put it in Facebook and link for your videos in YouTube and to explain on your products or practice or your project. There is a poster size here, your project objective, your innovativeness, your impact. And the presentation video is about 5 minutes. Your project objective, the component of it is novelty, creativity. I will explain each of these and I give example for you to prepare the right for project objective, novelty, creativity, innovativeness, applicability, impact, and commercialization potential. They need a little bit on it. Okay. For each of these component, you need to prepare evidence. For example, for innovativeness, the evidence is the copyright. At least you're able to explain to the panels or you're able to explain in your video presentation that your product or practice or projects in the process of applying a copyright might be waiting for ICC to approve the copyright, or if you already received a copyright, that's good. Sorry, there's a sound. There's a cat, stray cat outside my house. Okay. Okay, so
Tak dengar pun, Prof.
tak
Dia
dengar
silent. Tak dengar.
So kindly sure that your video is free. When you prepare the video, it's free from the copyright issue. It's not by taking other people's punya materials or what and you put in your video. It totally, you are the one who create the videos and so on. The talking head plus PowerPoint presentations, narrated PowerPoint, screencasting, ini semua yang the video should describe. And you have a talking head, you have narrated PowerPoint, or you have a screencasting. It depends. You can have a talking head, you can have a narrated PowerPoint, you can have a screencasting, you have an explanation, mini documentary. Dia punya format tak kisah video tu. It's up to you. I actually using the what you call it, the narrated PowerPoint presentation. And the exhibitors are required to provide a brief description on your project, maximum 35 words. Upon submitting your poster, for example, ni dia bagi example, and both the poster URL and YouTube must be submitted by certain date for 2022 lah. This one is the description for 2021, but I just put it XX because Nali 2022 tak keluar lagi kan? Dia punya invitation kan? Okay. And each submission will be showcased in Nali 22 Facebook page. And ada sedikit fees, you need to pay 100 ringgits, and international participant is 200 ringgits or USD 40 ringgits. Your write-up can be in English or Malay, and there is an what you call it, a template. And the extended abstract, maximum 3 pages in length, including references and acknowledgement. This is what you need to prepare for Nali exhibition and competition. I give you the examples that my students who won gold in Nali, that they prepare all the extended abstract to be submitted together with the online form. Okay, the submission will be judged based on novelty, creativity, innovativeness, applicability, impact to the student, the presentation, extended abstract, and video presentation. And you must submit evidence. I don't have any experience as a jury for Nali, but when I asked Dr. Jamaluddin, the one who headed the jury process of Nali, quite numbers of time, he did mention that most of researcher, they did not submit evidence. That is what it fall from gold to silver, or at the end you might be receive bronze. The one who received gold, usually they have a very complete evidence, meaning that the copyright evidence, the publication, the papers, if you might be has been invited to share your product practice or project to others, then you have to attach the appointment letter or the invitation letter so that the jury can see that yes, you have been recognized as expert in this practice and so on. And there will be people choice winner based on numbers of like in Facebook. Itu dia punya kalau online lah. And the micro-credential competition, I just explained a little bit on micro-credential, meaning that it's open to all educators. And in 2021, it has a theme that focusing on humanizing artificial intelligence for education. And participants are allowed to submit more than one submission. And each submission will receive e-certificates. And the first prize winner will be offered to host their course in UTM micro-credential platform. Those who have a micro-credential, we want to send a micro-credential. And this is all the detail about micro-credential. Might be I skip this one a little bit because not everybody has micro-credentials punya product. So those who have, you can just prepare all here that needed, like for example, the course synopsis, and each course must have between 1 to 3 complete modules, and the complete module contains of what and so on, because this is a new category in 2021. In 2020, we don't have the micro-credential competition, and I believe in 2022, they will still have this category for Nali 2022. And this is part of the following criteria that will be judged for micro-credential: the course topic, course synopsis, and course learning outcome, the learning video, the learning activities and assessment, the structure of the course, novelty, creativity, innovativeness, and bonus mark for platform. And the decision of the judges is final. And some fees, 100 ringgit only. Okay, let me explain a little bit. In 2019, the one that we did not receive an Nali Award in 2019 has been received by a group of Assistant Professor Dr. Muhammad Kamaruddin. It's just a topic of blended cooperative problem-based learning for UTM chemical engineering course. It's a practice. 2019, the winner is based on practice. It's not based on product. And this is one that I shared to all of you. 2018, we received it under Dr. Rosita project. Is called as RMATS, apps for learning disability student in the primary school. We received the award, and also let me, I missed a little bit, and also we received in 2020, the current one is related to what we call it. Let me just check. It's related to our 21st century teaching and learning. Okay, this one. Okay, sekejap. Just okay. Sebab saya tersusun slide ke tempat lain. Sekejap. Okay, so in 2018, this is the award that we received, and I received also 2 gold award and 1 silver award for the Nali exhibition and competition. This gold is from my Dr. Q Sina, her PhD research, and another gold is from my Dr. Nur Hidayah Cik Lah, also my PhD student research, and the silver is by Dr. Lau Ung Hua, from her PhD research also. So in 2018, we received 2 golds, 1 silver, and 1 Nali award. Okay. And in 2019, we did not receive any award. We just had been identified as finalists in the projects under Nali Award. And Alhamdulillah, in 2020, we sent it again. It's a student-centered learning environment through technology, 21st century. So we received this award in 2020. Actually, the project started from my practice in teaching and learning about 25 years. But later on, but I invite other colleagues like Dr. Jamal, Dr. Nira, Dr. Diana, Dr. Fahana, and Dr. Kusina to join me into this award because they contribute a lot in the project. And for example, I've been team teaching with Dr. Nira quite so many years, and then we practice some of using apps in our teaching and learning, and from my research grant, and I've been as a co-teach also together with Dr. Diana, and we are also using the product of Dr. Fahana doctoral degree punya product because she develops apps under my research grant that have been used in my teaching and learning. That's why, and Dr. Jamal also practiced some of problem-based learning in his class, and Dr. Kusina also produced learning analytics from her doctoral degree project. So we combine our expertise, our experience, and therefore we're able to combine quite numbers of awards together. Then that we receive quite numbers of medal that we received together previously. Then we will go for Nali 2020. Then Alhamdulillah, we've been granted this award in 2020. And this is in 2019 also Dr. Kusina, if I'm not mistaken, she sent again another product and she received the gold award, and I only received, and this is my SL Learning Sign is my grant, my research grant product. It's not my student product. We just received silver medal. Okay, let us go to prepare this novel in Nali. This is all the component, and I will actually share how to prepare each of these element right up based on my latest students punya innovation. Last in 2020, my student Dr. Nur Izzati sent this project, her PhD doctoral degree project, enhancing student problem solving process and higher order thinking through online learning activity. One thing that I would like to share with all of you, it's not supposed to be doctoral degree punya product. You might be practice something good in your teaching and learning about 2 semesters. Then you can send to Nali. But then you have to put it in a proper way of write up. And find a catchy word as a title. For example, here, my student put it as captives. And the captives is represent of CA is what, PTY represent of what, C is cognitive scaffolding, and S is for the 5-stage model by Salmon and so on. And then this is why my student use it. And I allow creativity. I did not actually involve anything much in preparing this document. That's why the first name is Dr. Nur Izzati, because her work, I only her supervisor guide her along the way, and Dr. Jannah and Dr. Hidayah is just her colleagues that give ideas on the product and so on. So Alhamdulillah, she received gold in 2020. Okay, let us identify potential project for Nali. Okay, where to start? Okay, this is for those who new to Nali. Okay, this is the one that you can explore. Sometimes you have your learning approach. What is your interest? Nali is about what you passion in. You have your passion on what? You're passionate on doing what? This is where Nali come about. So you can focus on learning approach, and you have to produce something tangible to show that this is something that you like to share with others. So if you are focusing on learning approach, might be you're producing modules, web pages, apps, handbooks, or playbooks, even a framework pun also can. Also, or you might be focused on teaching approach. Learning approach is about student. Might be in your class, you focus more on learning. You give student learning activity instead of you teach the student, you give more student learning, self-directed learning activity. So the learning activity can be a product of Nali exhibition and competition. Even your lecture note also can be a practice or product for Nali competition. But what is so special about your notes? Might be your notes in the form of mind map. That's okay. Then you put it as mind map types of notes in students learning certain topic and so on. Okay, but you have to prove that your notes, the types of mind maps notes that you use in your class will give impact on student learning. How to show it? You have to collect data. That one later I will show to you. So it's not just a doctoral degree punya product. It can be anything that you practice in your class. So anything special that you practice in your class, you are the one who know it. And later on, you need to reflect with any learning theories that might be aligned with your practice. And some of us macam ni lah, some of us is not you are not come from school of education. You don't have any background on learning theory. That's okay. But you are good educators. You experienced educator, experienced teachers. You're good in your teaching, but you did not know your technique can be called as what? Can be reflect to any types of learning theory. You tak tahu pun. Okay, this is where you have to start to read. Okay, you have to start to read. If you are using mind map in your learning notes, you explain, you simplify your learning teaching notes or learning materials to the student by using mind map. What is mind map? Mind map is related to cognitive learning theory, because when you put a notes in a form of graphicals, it will involve dual coding theory. It will involve text, it will involve visual. So the theory that you might be implement in your mind map types of notes is dual coding theory or might be cognitive theory and so on. Voila, dah selesai dah kan on the parts of teaching and learning. Okay, so if you want to focus on teaching approach, you are using PBL, you are using online cooperative learning, you are using online discussion forum, then how do you put it as a product? You put it as a module, web page, apps, playbook. Playbook is just a write-up. Because through playbook, people can duplicate your method. That's why practice pun boleh. Jadi maybe you practice, you teach in a class, you have a good technique. Tapi macam mana nak jadikan tangible product, you have to ambil your method, prepare it as a guideline, prepare it as a playbook so that other people can use your method in other classes. Itu yang you perlu buat for Nali. Tak semestinya a doctor degree punya product. Or might be you focus on assessment applications or approach. You have your special way to assess student performance. Okay, what is your special way that you assess student performance? And then explain it and produce a playbook, produce a web page, produce a module so that people can use it, can refer to your assessment method. Learning process pun also, or thinking process pun boleh. From your teaching, you actually encourage student to think. You try to mold student thinking. How do you mold the student thinking? Then you have to produce one framework, or might be a theory, might be a something like model. And that model also can represent your practice and you can join Nali. Okay, saya open. Betul tak saya kata mudah nak masuk Nali? Anda tak respond from the floor. Let me stop sharing so that I can see some of your faces. Dapat tak idea? Can you join Nali? It's just for your teaching and learning. It's not actually totally macam doctor degree punya product and so on. Tapi kalau ada, that's much better. Tapi for your teaching and learning, because you are a good educators. How many years that you have been joined UTM? 5 years, 6 years? For example, we have a new staff also with us, Dr. Elmi, Dr. Khairunisa, Dr. Roslizam. All of you are good teachers kat sekolah, betul? You've been experienced in teaching. Now you move to higher ed. You might be duplicating the technique. Now how do you want people to follow your technique? Itu yang kena produce playbook, guideline, framework. Tu semua boleh masuk Nali. Then you can apply for copyright. Sebab itu saya kata Nali is a very nice platform to open creativities for educators lah dekat UTM. I like Nali very much. Okay. Cuma
I couldn't agree with you more, Prof, sebab bila orang dengar Nali ni, especially for those who are not familiar with Nali, dia mesti fikir dia kena ada suatu produk yang besar, yang gah, yang app, yang tangible. So bila kita tengok, sebenarnya dia boleh tap into the like what you said, the learning approach, the teaching approach, all of which kita sebagai pendidik, kita memang day in, day out, kita improvise on our teaching. And probably like what you said, the most important thing, I just want to recap some of the things that you highlighted, is basically you need evidence. Evidence pun mungkin boleh jadi dari responses dari students kan, Prof?
Testimonial from student,
Hmm.
reflection from student, WhatsApp from student. That's all the testimonial to show that it works. It works, give impact, engage the student in learning, give satisfaction, motivate student learning, and so on. I like Nali platform very much because it's open creativity. In other words, like kata orang layman word, dia tak pelekehkan any types of innovation that been introduced by a person.
Maksud kata Prof, even if like let's say like us mostly here we're teaching language, we're teaching servicing courses from ATI, kita lebih banyak student punya our participants can be bigger from different sections, from different faculty. Jadi kita punya data would be richer in a way,
That's
ya
true.
Prof?
Macam contohnya, let's say those who teach language kan. Let's say you are using something like a drama types of teaching and learning. Student have to act in a drama. Or saya dengar juga in language academy there is actually guru bahasa using K-pop drama as part of teaching and learning method kan. But you have to produce something yang how do you use this K-pop drama? This K-pop drama is something like authentic learning tau, sebab dia adalah the real use of language in the real setting. So you pergilah tengok authentic learning, what are the principle, try to map into the thing that you use. Might be authentic learning by Harrington usually have 10 principle, you only implement 5. That's okay kan? Benda tu put as a catchy words, produce a playbook, how people can, other teachers can use K-pop drama in teaching and learning. And of course, you are not asking the student just to watch the K-pop drama. You already prepare activities, you already prepare question. Jadi patutlah you will produce in your playbook. Kan? Even the things that you produce can be copyright under ICC. Jadi itu saya kata Nali ni I love it very much because it welcome any type of
Dia meraihkan ya Prof?
yes. That's why saya rasa, and based on my experience observing the juries lah, saya tak pernah jadi juris. Usually macam Dr. Jamal have been involved in juries for many years. Dia pun cakap dengan saya very interesting. Dia punya words using some of the student, some of the researcher, they just send something like they create a YouTube channel. What's so special about his or her YouTube channel than other YouTube channel? Mesti ada something special. Dia letak apa and so on. And if you are using YouTube channels, you using video-based punya teaching and learning materials, or if you use TV pun types of teaching and learning materials, based on teaching and learning theory, that one is reflecting direct instruction. Direct instruction ada banyak jenis-jenis. Which one yang you nak ikut, you kena baca sikit lah. This is where, tengok tadi saya kata, the last objective of Nali is to expose educators to teaching and learning methods. And bila dia produce any product or practice to join Nali, of course they need to read more. Jadi you will expand your knowledge in teaching and learning strategies.
Maksudnya Prof, even those who feel small, ada yang cakap begini, alah saya ajar diploma saja. Well, the teaching does not distinguish you teaching school children ke university ke degree, betul tak Prof?
Betul. And that's why to challenge yourself and gain experience from Nali. Jangan kata alah ini projek saya ni simple je. No, just join it, put it something, because I believe on any ideas that you throw, that you implement, your teaching and learning should be appreciated lah. should be recognized, and there is something good about it. Might be not good for everybody, but certain pool of students they love your teaching and learning technique. So itu maksud saya.
Mungkin untuk sahabat-sahabat arti pun mungkin pengenalian mereka memberi tazkirah pun mungkin boleh dipertandingkan juga dia punya schooling
That's true.
kan.
That's true.
Jadi kita berfikir lebih luas, lebih kreatif.
Yes.
Dan macam Prof cakap tadi, we are actually sharing what we are doing with others, not so much trying to win whatever lah. Of course, we come to a competition to win something, but most importantly is to share what we have done so that others are inspired from us as well, insyaAllah.
That's true. So those who actually might be using tazkirah a lot in teaching and learning, and you might be actually focusing on giving the intrinsic motivation to the student in learning. What type of tazkirah that you always share with your student and put it in your playbook. Put in playbook. If this kind of topic, I use this tazkirah from Quran ke from apa, so that people can share it. Those who might be teach mathematics ke, teach chemistry ke, maybe you include also some Islamic punya perspective on tazkirah, and then you produce a playbook. Benda tu yang you kata playbook for teaching something might be like chemistry embedded with values from Islamic perspective. Dah jadi tajuk. Kan? Jadi itu maksud saya. It's going to come from your teaching and learning practices. Okay, let us continue share. Kalau ada soalan boleh tanya. Feel free to ask. Saya tak nampak dekat chat tapi nanti saya akan tengok. Okay, kemudian when you have this, saya expandkan. Buat diagram ni supaya you tahu. Okay, bila you ada expand ni, if you are using learning approach, ini tadi tangible product dia. What are the learning approach that you use? Is it connectivism? Is it cognitive? Is it constructivism? Is it any types of Nali approach? Is it your research? Research ni bukan a big scale of research. Bukan. Tak perlulah big scale of research sampai you nak kena explain what are your research design. Tak payah. Why do you, I have a pilot study. Tak ada, dia tak tanya pilot study ni. Dia just nak tengok practice. Research part in Nali is just to see the impact of the product or practice. Jadi whether when you have your learning approach, you want to see the impact, might be you have your qualitative data or your quantitative data on experiment. Why do I put experimental? Because usually when you have a quantitative data, you have a pre and post. Before the student has been exposed to that learning approach, you bagi dulu ujian pre, and after that you expose it about 3 weeks. Then you give a post test, and then using the data of pre and post test, you just can run a pair sample t-test and so on. Itu yang maksud saya quantitative part. Maybe you don't have the quantitative part. You have a qualitative. You ask in the WhatsApp, what do you think by our teaching and learning methods this way? What do you like about it? Prepare like 3-4 questions. Student give answer through Google form, and then you analyze it. You pun keluarlah tema-tema. What's good about your learning approach? Okay. Evidence is a copyright. To apply for copyright, you need to make your product, your practice, your project to be tangible. Bila tangible tu macam saya kata tu tadilah, the module, the playbook and so on. The one that you apply for copyright is the framework, is the theory, is the handbook, playbook. When you have a framework, jangan apply framework tu sekeping je dalam copyright. You must have a description about the framework. How do you produce the framework? What is the framework is all about? How can people use this framework in teaching and learning and so on? Jadi dia jadilah lebih kurang 10 pages of guideline of that framework. Then that one you apply for copyright. So you must have publication. Publication is any types of publication. You can send it to might be to newspaper punya publication, conference, journal, anything, book chapter as a proof. Because if you have publication, you will get more marks. Kalau tak ada publication, bukan tak boleh menang, but might be gold tu tak dapat sangat lah, mungkin bronze ke dan so on. So award ni pun sama, is additional, might be prior to this Nali, for example, siapa yang buat special education punya product tadi, I think saya ada share juga the special education punya competition. Sekarang dah open sampai April ke March ke. Siapa dia buat, apply that one. Or you might be sent also your practice in any other competition under UiTM ke, under IIDEL ke mana-mana. Kemudian you dapat, that's a proof. Then you go for Nali. Tapi kalau tak ada award pun, you just can go for Nali terus. Okay? Ini additional evidence. So this is all you need to do this. And then you need to identify the learning theories and approaches. Okay, because everybody knows learning theory is understanding how people learn. And if you not come from the education background, any of your practices before this in teaching and learning is actually helping students how to learn, but you did not know your practice, your methods reflecting which types of learning theory. Tak apa, sit down. Kalau nak pandangan pun boleh. Tanyalah siapa-siapa di School of Education, I'm using this kind of method. What do you think, doctor? What kinds of learning theory reflecting my approach? Nanti dia akan share lah, oh ini lebih kepada reflective learning. You can use a model by this person. And then you put it inside your Nali punya write up. So that to show that you are reflecting that kinds of learning theories or approach. Work backwards. And some of us, memanglah kalau for me, like I'm actually from education background, I'm actually working direct lah. I have the learning theory, I implement it. But some of you are not from education, work backwards. I believe all of teaching learning practice that you use in your class is benefit people, and there must be something good about it. And then, but when you put in Nali, you need to reflect any learning theories and approach. So this is where you have to work backward. Okay, some notes. Saya pergi ni laju sedikit because you can read it later. Some notes that you can refer on it. Are you focusing on active learning? Because Nali, part of Nali is about active learning. So you need to focus on your approach on active learning, so that the student can discuss and so on. This is a part of active learning, cooperative learning, collaborative learning, problem-based learning, and it can be a combination of these three too. For example, let's say you produce problem or case study, but you put it in the format of collaborative learning. Then you put it as problem collaborative learning methods in teaching what language or something lah. Jadi you boleh combine benda ni because it's about innovation. You can actually come up with your own definition, own words about it. You have to challenge yourself because all of you are PhD holder kan. I believe you are full with knowledge, with all the techniques, how to do research and so on. So be fair to yourself as one of the expert in your own area and expert in teaching and learning. And this is another thing that I give you ideas. If you're focusing on active learning, might be you are more on interactive lectures ke. Kalau you pergi lebih kepada project based or studio learning, the student control the process and it will be a student-centered learning and so on. Try to rethinking about learning and teaching. Saya ada satu video kat sini, might be saya tak pasti sempat terlihat because video ni very interesting. Later on lah saya bagi dia punya YouTube, tapi saya play sikit.
A chalkboard, a desk, the homework, the books. The day begins and ends when the bells ring. For centuries now, this has defined what all of us think about school. We have come to believe that this is the one way that students will learn. And with that belief, we have taught all of our students in pretty much the exact same way. But the world has changed, and what it means to be ready to succeed in the future has also changed. That means our model of learning must change. It's happening now, and it needs to happen even more, in more places, for all students, especially for those for whom the current system isn't working. There is strong data that shows we need to rethink learning. Like remodeling a house, we're not just adding a new coat of paint, we're updating the outdated parts and making it more modern and efficient, strengthening what works and fixing what doesn't. Gone are the days when some students can excel and others just get by. Our society needs all kids to excel at high levels. And to make this happen, we need to engage our students like never before. This is student-centered learning. It incorporates a student's skills and interests into the learning process, making the experience more personalized and involving the student in his or her own future. What makes this work? There are 4 key principles of student-centered learning. Number 1, learning is personalized. Personalized learning happens when teachers know students, have strong relationships with them, and can meet students where they are in their development. Number 2, learning is competency-based. Learning is about the information and skills a student has mastered, not just moving through a curriculum. In a competency-based system, students can proceed at their own pace in every subject, enabling teachers to respond to individual needs, interests, and challenges. Number 3, learning happens anytime, anywhere. Students will often make important discoveries about themselves and the world around them when they learn beyond the traditional school day and outside the traditional school walls. Learning doesn't start and stop when the bells ring. And number 4, the last key to student-centered learning is students take ownership. Don't make a decision about students without students. They play a direct role in their own success, actively engaging with the process to ensure the impact is lasting and meaningful. For student-centered learning to work, all 4 of these principles must work together. This is not an a la carte approach. It's reimagining education so it works for all students. The fact is, our world is changing. And with the latest in child development research, we know better than ever before how children and young adults learn. The facts are there, and they point to the need for a new system of learning designed around each student. And when this student becomes stronger and more focused, all of us will benefit from a new generation that is contributing to our communities and our world in so many ways. This is student-centered learning.
Okay, so saya rasa that 4 principles that has been shared tu, this is, you can not implement all, but you can use either one of it. And usually when you want to implement personalized learning, not supposed to be using technology. The best way is using technology lah, because that's my area. Personalized learning using technology is my area lah. But then you can also use something like in your class, instead of giving one assignment only to the whole student, 30 student, maybe you give 4 types of assignment measuring the same course learning outcome, the student can select. Itu pun dah boleh masuk Nali. Personal choice of doing assignment. Okay. Itu pun dah boleh masuk Nali. Jadi cuma you have to get data of it. What are the student opinion towards your method? What are the things that benefit the student and so on. Jadi very interesting lah. Kalau katanya saya, if I have a luxury time, I will join Nali every year lah. Tapi ya lah, I have to let go some of the things that I love because I don't have enough time to focus on it's totally about me. I need to focus on other works as a dean of the faculty. But this one is okay. Okay. So this is part of it, future university models. I just share over it, because you can get ideas to proceed. And the Ministry of future flexible curriculum, future ready curriculum. This is the diagram by the university. Why do you need this information? Why do I share this information? So that when you put your write-up later on in your extended abstract, you are reflecting the current state of what the government need. What are the what you call it, the scenario of global education, start talking about student-centered learning and so on. Sebab itu you need, because you need to put in your write-up. Macam ni lah. Kalau you focus either one of these, let's say you focus on integrated assessment, then it reflecting the future ready curriculum punya framework. So bila you've been pitching bila you pitch your project, it's easily for you to convince the jury lah, saying that your products, your practice is relevant. Itu je. Kemudian another things that you have to focus with your practice, your product, your project fall under which types of revolution. Kita sekarang ada 4IR kan. Jadi which part? Jadi itu yang akan guide kita ke arah our project. And the new roles of university, how learning and teaching changes, changing and so on. Ini benda-benda yang saya bagi ideas to all of you so that you can try to reflect your practices to the current situations of teaching and learning and education around the world lah. And of course, if you're focusing on 4C, for example, remember the one that kami menang in 2020, kami focus on 4C. Communication, collaboration, critical thinking and creativity. Kami tukar nama produk kami from Inogogi in 2019 dapat finalist. Nama dia Inogogi. Tapi kami tukar. This is the idea by Dr. Q Sina lah. I still remember. She said that why not Prof we focus on 4C. So betul lah. Our product memang, our practice and our product concentrate on communication, collaboration, critical thinking and creativity. Ini 4C ni everybody is saying about it. Jadi that's why I give you this information, this slide full with rich information so that you can actually reflect your practice, your normal practice in your class, make it as something like innovative, interesting, collect data on it, then you ready go for Nali. Okay. And of course, for example, if focusing on problem-based learning for 21st century learners, you must have your cycle. Macam ni, kalau you buat PBL, you produce your own cycle on this and then you put in your poster. Jadi, benda cycle and poster and dalam extended abstract ni will actually convince the jury lah. You are doing something. You also understood very well about these learning and teaching strategies and so on. Okay, the impact of technology. Kalau siapa yang minat teknologi, boleh juga, tak ada masalah. Tapi tak semestinya Nali ni mesti totally based on technology. Cuma, I give you a tips. Memang betul, if you want to easy to innovate your teaching and learning, memang jam lah into technology. Betul. Tapi that's not the totally ideas to make your teaching and learning innovative. Without technology pun boleh juga, tak ada masalah. This is some part of we have to know that how technology affecting learning, the emotion, the decision making, attention of the student, and then the learning evaluation. Ini part of it yang saya just tell it. Some parts of learning skill nowadays that needed among our students if they are actually will enroll into any MOOCs, because MOOC is about crowd learning and so on. And some new learning perspective yang you can measure. Don't only just measure impact on performance pre and post test. You can measure also relationship of student bila dia learning, bila dia belajar using your methods, macam mana dia socialize, macam mana dia make connection with others, macam mana one student will influence other student. Itu semua about the new learning perspective. And new definitions of learning is this. If you're focusing on technology, this is my area lah. If you're focusing on technology, you are no longer checking the improvement of performance. You will go beyond of it. You will go identifying how the learners interact with content.
Okay, Prof?
You nampak
Terhilang pula tadi, Prof.
Sekejap.
Now it's okay.
Now it's okay?
Yeah.
Sekejap, saya pula tak nampak skrin.
Selalu Prof banyak skrin ni.
Ya, memang saya ada 2 skrin. Kejap. Tak apa. I have 2 screen. That's the problem on, taklah problem, challenging on it.
Yelah, kalau saya dah tak tahu kiri ke kanan nak tengok.
2 screen, sekejap sebab saya tak nampak my second screen. Sekejap. Longgar.
What we are seeing now is the captives.
Sekejap something wrong with my.
No problem.
Sekarang you nampak captives tu
captives.
Now you nampak?
Nali microcred competition.
Okay. Saya tak nampak, tak apa, it's okay.
Okay.
So ini yang tadi saya sebut pasal micro connection ni, saya pergi Saya pergi, saya rasa saya dah,
Jauh ni.
saya dah pergi ke tempat. Kejap.
Apa, Prof? But so far it has been very useful, the information
Sini.
that you
Okay,
shared.
nampak
Nampak.
Okay, then you have the new learning theories coming. Everybody knows that the new learning theories coming, like situated connection. Jadi you have to explore. Jangan just based on the normal theory and so on lah. There are so many theories have been come up. This is the normal theory, the behaviorist, the cognitivism, constructivism, and of course connectivism is the digital age. Saya bagi ni semua information so that you did not need time to browse. So just refer to my slide ni dah boleh tahu dah teori apa you guna and so on. Okay, benda-benda macam ni lah. Okay, kemudian other methods macam the one that I've been using a lot in my teaching and learning is about pedagogy. That is the thing that you can use in your class also. Apa ni? And if you want to know about what is pedagogy, saya ada bagi info kat sini so that you can know it very well and the differences among these three methods. Okay. This is where kalau you nak focus on learning approach. Tapi kalau you nak focus on assessment and evaluation, okay, you can also focus on alternative assessment. Jadi saya terang sikit sebab saya dulu memang speaker untuk alternative assessment at Kementerian. Jadi which one that you focus, might be before this in your class, you always use evaluation. You never use assessment. Saya memang guna assessment. What do we mean by assessment? Assessment, we allow the student to improve their work. For example, saya tak tahu siapa any one of you use it or not. Saya memang guna dalam kelas saya. Setiap assignment yang student hantar, student boleh hantar lebih daripada 3 kali. Maksudnya maksimum 3 kali. Kali pertama student hantar, saya akan bagi markah. Kemudian student akan boleh hantar kali kedua. Katakan kali pertama dihantar from 10 marks, the student receive katakan 6. And then they are allowed to send, to improve it based on my comment, and they can send for the second one lah, second time. Dan saya akan bagi mark. Okay. Kemudian let's say marks dia dapat 8, dia nak send again for the third time. Boleh. Saya memang practice that one because I'm using alternative assessment. I'm actually using more on what you call it, the performance based assessment. Jadi kalau you practice that one, you can actually make it as part of Nali competition. Practice that you use that motivate students or improve student in learning. So kalau you use that, you try to challenge the evaluation part. Okay. For example, now during COVID, everyone is using take-home test, open book test. How do you make your open book test reliable? How do you make your take-home test to reliable? You must have your technique. Teknik tu yang you kena letakkan dalam playbook dan example of the assessment questions that you use or assignment ke dan sebagainya, so that student so that juri akan nampak what is your innovation. Itu pun boleh dibuat. Jadi if you interested on assessment part, saya just share on the assessment punya perspective. Assessment boleh jadi assessment for learning, can be assessment as learning or assessment of learning. And if you're focusing on assessment for as learning versus assessment of learning, this is the part that you focus, and you can also play also with the nature of, katakan you buat, you tajuk tu catchy, active assessment implementation in learning language. Boleh among first year student during COVID-19. Juri pun interesting. Apa benda yang dibuat ni? Dan sebagainya. Jadi the nature of assessment memang passive begini. But you are not doing this tool as your assessment punya tool, but you are using this one active. You using portfolio, you using concept map, you using problem based assessment. Jadi kalau you use this kind of assessment method, you boleh masuk Nali. You are focusing on assessment part. Other technique that you can use is that might be on alternative assessment like this. Alternative assessment like this. Okay, and of course Kalau you use alternative assessment ada 8 jenis. Setiap satu ni saya tak terang detail, but I have info on each of these assessment. Kalau nak nanti mungkin boleh request pada saya. And saya share juga kalau siapa yang minat research the new normal ni because of COVID-19, this is all the things that you can focus for your project, even grant pun boleh and so on. Okay, Dr. Wan Farah, saya ada problem sikit. Can you take my role in sharing the slide? Sebab apa saya dah lost my second screen. Jadi saya tak boleh nak stop sharing.
Boleh, Prof.
Okay. I did not know what happened to my
problem.
second screen. Okay. Sekejap, saya stop. Sebab saya tak nampak my Webex lah. Okay, you dah stop sharing
Kami nampak skrin yang captive.
You have to stop. You have to share screen so that I'm going to stop sharing. Kalau tidak saya tak nampak Webex.
Okay, kejap ya. Saya take over sekejap ya.
You take over. Okay. I did not know what happened to my screen. Source tak nampak.
Alright.
Okay.
Okay.
So kita open dulu for Q&A kalau ada. Sebab the second part of my part tu adalah on how to prepare all the items in Nali. Jadi kita buka dulu untuk discussion. Okay, now I can see all of you. Tak apa. Okay, so anyone would like to ask? Okay, dekat chat ada siapa tanya?
Tadi ada satu pertanyaan, Prof. What is a portfolio by Siti Khadijah tadi?
What is what? What is?
Portfolio.
Portfolio. Okay, portfolio begini Okay, some of you kalau macam in my own area, when I teach graphic design, in my class, last time saya mengajar, sometimes saya mengajar grafik, saya mengajar animation. Okay, so instead of assignments tu, student have assignment 1, assignment 2, assignment 3, saya minta student prepare portfolio. What is portfolio? Portfolio ada model tau. Dia ada interactive portfolio, dia ada inductive portfolio, dia ada deductive portfolio. Kalau siapa yang guna portfolio. So what you need to do is that from the day 1, from the week 1 dari student belajar tu, dia kena buat, sekarang ni orang buat portfolio semua buat online. Jadi the best tools to create portfolio is blog. Might be they can create blog just to put everything about what they understood about learning daripada day 1 sampai daripada week 1 to week 14 in the blog. Saya dulu ni 15 years ago saya use it in my teaching and learning, using blog as a portfolio for my student. So every time student habis kelas, dia kena reflect dalam portfolio dan dia kena tunjukkan dalam seminggu how many minutes, berapa minutes dia spend untuk my class, apa yang dia buat, apa yang dia baca dan sebagainya. Because portfolio can show the learning process, portfolio also can show the learning punya outcome. From that, I'll give 10 marks from the portfolio tu. Portfolio ni macam diary lah. Is what
macam logbook pun
logbook pun boleh. Jadi mungkin you are using that as part of assessment tools in your class. And then it can be one of the innovative practice or product for Nali.
Sorry Prof, sebenarnya
dia tanya
playbook tu soalan saya.
Okay, playbook
saya nak
tanya.
Playbook.
Playbook ni macam ni playbook ni, okay, kalau you biasa tengok American football, kita panggil rugby lah, American football. American ni memang pelik sikit. They did not call their game as rugby. They just innovate the rugby and make it American football. Itu memang American punya style, because you have to know the whole country of America tu, United States of America tu memang besar kan, comprised of more than 45 states kan. They did not need us actually. That's why sebenarnya kalau tengok, they did not need us, a very huge country. So in American football tu, they have a playbook. You pasal nak coach, dia ada cuti. Itulah playbook. Playbook ni shortcut of manual. It's not a guideline. It's something like have tips and tricks to implement something.
Dia more personalized
kan? More personalized, more interesting, ada graphicalnya. Itulah playbook. Maksud dia, playbook ni is just something like if you're using problem-based learning in your teaching and learning, you produce a playbook how to implement problem-based learning in your teaching and learning. You give this playbook to the second teachers, dia memang akan 100% dapat implement macam you implement. Because in playbook, you will not only putting information, you put experience, you put your feeling inside it, opinion, everything, reflection and so on. Even you have tips and trick. In playbook also you will put it something like for example, when you implement problem-based learning, of course when you put student in group discussion, dia memang senyap tak discuss. And in playbook, it will stated there, if your PBL activity did not work very well to this kind of student, don't be frustrated. This is another technique that you can do. Itu playbook. Kalau dalam guideline dia tak tulis. Benda macam tu. That's playbook. Apa lagi? Title of the video nanti student-centered learning ni. Title of the video. What else?
Tadi saya tanya portfolio tu bukan apa Prof, because I thought about one subject that most of our LA colleagues teach, which is UHLB 2122, academic writing. Yang mana kita guide students on their first exposure to writing academic piece of paper. Jadi kita ajar dia macam mana nak cite, macam mana nak buat references, macam mana nak read journal paper and all. So maybe dari kita buat runcit-runcit, kalau kita make it proper like portfolio, kita boleh keep track from day one like what you said until the end product of the assignment kan. And we are talking about berapa orang ni mengajar the same subject and getting the same result. Maksudnya we keep hold of the output, students' output kan.
Yes, itulah that's why sebenarnya you cannot just work alone. Sometimes you work together with other lecturers that teaching the same section, the other section, maybe
Same
using the
subject.
same method, same subject, and then you can easy lah for you to prepare the poster, the video, and go for it.
Yep, because I keep thinking we all belong to specific free group kan. Like me, I'm in PBL. Maybe another person is an advocate of active learning, and then we get things like what you did with Dr. Nira, Dr. Jamal, Qsina, all put together, making it much more significant.
Yeah, betul. Bila you work in group, in much significant, you can collect everything. You can collect publication related to all the team members and so on. Sebab that's why teamwork ni is a very nice lah. Kalau saya, if you work alone, betul lah. Nanti menang Nali tu memang nama seorang-seorang. Tapi I believe teamwork is much better lah. You will you will learn also from your team members, and don't ever compare which one contribute more. No, when you work in team, everybody contribute. Itu satu benda yang saya bagi tips lah. Kalau you tend to compare, you work more, you should get more, katakan you receive gold and suddenly you say that, oh, I'm the one who contribute a lot on this. Don't do that lah, I believe.
But everyone must contribute in one way or another.
Yes, everyone must contribute. That's the key point. So that it will make everybody happy and so on. Okay, so kalau tak ada soalan, I will move to the second part. Sekejap.
Kita nak break sekejap ke Prof?
Boleh juga
5
boleh.
minutes?
Saya
Boleh ya?
diagnose apa yang terjadi pada saya punya second screen ni.
Okay.
So kita break sekejap. Okay, boleh.
Break sekejap. I think for 5 minutes. Can we resume? Is it okay if we resume at 11:05? Okay ke Prof?
Boleh.
Okay ya.
Boleh.
Okay.
Thank you.
We take a short break. You can have your coffee. Betulkan badan sikit. Yeah. Alright. We'll resume at 11:05. Okay, Prof, you okay? Dah jumpa screen, Prof?
It's okay, tak apa. Just kita continue je.
Okay, alright. So
Alright.
we continue with the second slot, yeah, Prof?
Yep, second slot.
Okay.
Sekejap ya, saya right back. Okay, so the second slot is going to be how to prepare the write-up. How to prepare the write-up. So let me share the screen. Okay. So how to prepare the write-up? Because the write-up is very important because the jury will read your write-up, do your extended abstract, and then after that, kalau face to face, you have to pitch, you have to itulah present your products or practice. If it's going to be online, then you have to prepare a video lah, to just to explain or to describe on your innovative product lah. So first is based on the abstract. For example, sekejap, this one, this write-up, this is the real write-up. This is the real write-up is based on the product of my PhD students who received gold in 2020. So this is the product. Okay, the captives ni, enhancing student problem solving process and higher order thinking. So the first component that you have to prepare is on the abstract. So it's really concise, usually about 200 words abstract, and you explain it apa, and then the one that I highlight in red color to show that the uniqueness of this what you call it, innovative product. So I put it here, therefore a framework, because we just actually focusing on our framework. Therefore, a framework of online learning activities development. Maksudnya, my students punya research, she developed a problem solving learning activities. But when developing the problem solving learning activities, she has a proper frameworks to develop the problem. So that's why the tangible product that we go for Nali in 2022 is on the framework. So a framework of online learning activity named as CAPTIS was formulated to assist instructor in designing online learning activities. And CAPTIS was designed by incorporating 4 learning strategies, the typologies of problem, criteria of good case, 5-stage models, and cognitive scaffolding. So you can see that there is no out there framework such as the one that we focus in our Nali lah. Sebab most of the framework did not combine these 4 areas. Sebab ini PhD work. Tapi jangan take serious lah, ini PhD work. Sebab itu saya rasa dia layak dapat gold lah. Sebab apa, dia ada something. Tapi kalau you just take anything that you practice in a class, you can receive gold juga. Tapi you have to write it in your own words dan really convincing words lah to convince the jury. Novelty part, new ideas. What makes your ideas new? The red one saya highlight sini. The integration of these 4 learning strategies into one comprehensive framework for developments of online learning activities has never been done before by previous researcher. Jadi itu yang kita pun boleh switch kat sini, kata the learning methods macam tadi kan, using the what call it, K-pop drama tu never been done. Ataupun might be not comprehensively implemented in a formal teaching and learning in higher ed and so on. Ni dia punya novelty. Kemudian creativity. What are the things that show the creativity of your innovation? We put it here that not only focus on the cognitive aspect, but the fun and engaging elements of online learning activities were taken into consideration, and captives were presented in a creative way in the form of colorful comic. Maksudnya kita buat aktiviti tu dalam bentuk komik, dalam form of email, narrative. So let's say katakan you are using storytelling in your teaching and learning punya methods learning English. Okay, might be instead of storytelling tu dalam bentuk just text, you can put it in terms of infographic. Jadi itu yang menyebabkan dia creativity ada di situ lah. Kalau tu, jadi be creative in transforming ataupun revising your teaching and learning methods lah for Nali. Innovativeness. Okay, dia kata kat sini, caters to both construction phase and implementation phase. Kemudian dia explore deeper than suchness of the problem, apa dia punya innovative punya part, dan because dia focus on various types of problem in learning activities, jadi kita rasa dia ada innovative. Another words that you can put also in innovativeness, you might be say that these frameworks has been protected with copyright that approved by UTM and so on. Jadi bila you ada copyright, memang terbuktilah you punya produk tu ada inovatif and ada inventive punya values. Itu pasal dia nak prove copyright. Applicability, di mana dia digunakan, bagaimana dia digunakan. Our framework is more on for instructor. It's not for student. Bila kita buat innovation tu, not supposed to be to benefit student only. Can be benefit lecturers, sebab kami buat framework for lecturers to implement problem solving. So kita kata assist instructor to actually expand their learning environments to online platform and so on. And we offer alternative teaching pedagogy for 21st century learning that benefits, that can aid Ministry of Education and Ministry of Higher Education. And we can add also here, this is aligned with 4 Industrial Revolution of Education 4.0. Sebab itu saya bagi information dekat awal-awal tu tadi. Supaya you can tie your applicability of your products into the real world setting, or might be into the national agenda on education in Malaysia and so on. Okay, impact. Okay, impact. Kalau you collect data pre and post, of course you can run any inferential statistic to show the improvement, or you can also put students testimonials, student comment, from EPP pun boleh dan sebagainya. Okay. And usually kalau EPP tu, kalau you buat problem based learning in your teaching, EPP tu mesti akan nampak student punya komen kata, okay, the problem based learning methods that I use in the class is very interesting dan sebagainya. Jadi itu yang verbatim daripada apa yang student tulis tu, kita boleh letak dalam kita punya poster and juga form of Nali. Positive impact. And impact can be not only impact in terms of cognitive, which is actually performance, can be impact on affective, feeling, motivation, can be impact on psychomotor, on dia punya energy, dia punya apa ni katakan, dia punya spirit, dia punya tingkah laku. Jadi, because kita ada 3 domains of knowledge, cognitive, affective and psychomotor. The one that we receive award in Nali, we explain, ini bukan award, ini adalah exhibition, hanya small product. Tapi if you go for award, you must be able to explain that your innovation, practices, product or project able to give impact not only on cognitive, but holistically will give impact on the 3 domains of knowledge, affective, psychomotor and cognitive. Tapi kalau setakat exhibition, if the impact is on student engagement je pun boleh, student spend on Webex pun boleh. Instead of before this, without the activities, student might be don't have any questions during your online Webex and so on. Tapi with your activities, student actively involved and keep asking question. Tapi kena bagi proof lah. Proof dia apa? Proof dia video yang you recordkan ke? Yang menunjukkan pelajar aktif. Jadi selalunya juri kata mana proof? You cakap seorang-seorang short sendiri but you did not provide a proof. Benda macam tu. Jadi another one you can represent by graph like this. Like this one, critical thinking, dia punya reflective punya thinking, the impacts on social present, on problem solving. Ini produk-produk saya yang lain lah, contoh-contoh lah. The impact on motivation. Jadi dia kena ada proof. Ini proof yang ada because you collect data. Sebab itu dia kena juga ada element research in Nali. Okay. And pengiktirafan, if you receive, ini jangan compare lah, ini pengiktirafan for award. If you receive copyright is part of recognition, anugerah, paper, itu boleh lah. Tapi kalau exhibition, jangan risau sangat lah. Only one paper conference pun enough. Tapi kalau award, yes, you have to collect all the awards that you receive related to the product that you send for the Nali Award. Okay? And this is example of video. Nanti saya copykan dia punya video yang my student tu tadi, Captis tu. Dan kalau sempat nanti saya play sedikit video dia so that you can see a very professional video juga will help you to secure gold medals during Nali punya competition. Okay, and another impact that you can show also macam ni, ini impact on my Nali award product because I've been use it almost 18 semester this product. Jadi dia nampak lah dia punya path and so on. Okay, ni poster student saya tadi, Captis tu. Ni poster dia. Dia buat, dia dapat satu award dalam student punya graduate research exhibition kan, GREC. Dia masuk dulu, dia dapat award, bronze. Jadi itu kalau tak ada pun tak apalah. Tapi kalau kan ada kan fakulti ada buat yang under Dr. Fauzi tu kan, our research month kan. Jadi award tu pun boleh you highlight. Jadi might be for the Nali 2022 preparation, this year also we will have our research month again. Okay, mungkin boleh masuk research month dulu, then you receive award in research month. Tak ada receive award pun tak apa, you receive certificate pun okay. Then you can use that record as a part of recognition for Nali 2022. Itu benda Okay, dan virtual exhibition for Nali 2021 dia guna virtual. Nanti saya tunjukkan dekat Facebook because you have to upload your poster in Facebook using a standardized words sentence that prepared by CDEX and also before this is UTM Lead. Then you have to upload the link of your YouTube video. Okay, saya tunjukkan sekejap what we call it the video. Ni video. This one is the video of my students dan dia prepare. Saya tak involve langsung dalam preparing these captives punya video. Sekejap slow pula sikit.
Nabi SAW bersabda,
anak
yatim di hari akhirat nanti seperti
video ni dekat YouTube, so dia ada iklan. Okay, this one dia punya video. Nanti saya bagi address lah, you can see it.
Hi, Assalamualaikum and good day to all viewers. My name is Nur Izzati Arif and on behalf of my team members, Prof. Dr. Zaidatun Tasir, Nurjannah Jamil and Dr. Nur Hidayah Cela, we are very excited to share our latest work which is entitled Captics, Enhancing Students' Problem-Solving Process and Higher Order Thinking Through Online Learning Activities. Nowadays, the current educational goals are not only looking on students' knowledge acquisition. The question is no longer whether the students can get full marks for the test,
Saya tak
but we are moving
sepenuhnya,
towards
saya pilih
enhancing
sebahagian
students'
saya
cognitive
lompat
skills
sikit.
online platform. However, according to a
Dia
study by
bagikan
the
situation,
many educators are not familiar with preparing learning activities specifically for online platform and they need assistance from the expert.
Ni suara dia lah. Kebetulan suara nampak komersial pun.
Hence, the bigger question is, how can we increase students' thinking skills and how can we mold a student to be a competent?
Jadi itu contoh, nanti saya bagi link dia sebab nanti ambil masa pula saya nak tunjuk semua. Kemudian ini adalah Nali punya last year punya website that you can refer and then saya dah copy paste pun semua tadi bahan-bahan dah masuk in my slide. And that you can offer. Another one that saya nak tunjuk adalah the Facebook. Mana saya dah tutup pula tadi bila saya Facebook Nali. Sekejap Ini result dia bukan. Sekejap. Simple je cari. Sekejap saya carikan. Nali ni kalau you go to Facebook. Okay. You just Google. Untuk Nali 2021 tadi Captics tu kan tadi student saya punya produk tu tadi apa nama
Ada terlebih L tu Prof.
Ya. Saya pun tak ingat. That's why kalau tanya saya Nali yang untuk exhibition and competition memang kalau nak masuk pun memang student saya nak masuk lah. Saya memang tak sempat nak masuk dan selalu saya cakap dengan student dia nak masuk okey lah saya bagi support. Yuran saya bayar lah. That one
Nali is usually sometime in early December kan Prof?
Yeah. So yuran memang saya bayar lah for my students. So kalau Captis yang itu saya terlebih L, sorry patutlah tak keluar. Okay, this one Nali 2021. Kalau you go here so that you get ideas sebab kena upload di sini. Jadi ni dekat bawah ni tak silap saya kejap Ini keynote speaker semua tu. So that's why you need to work in group. So that you can delegate works lah, distribute works among group member. Siapa buat ni, siapa buat ini dan sebagainya. Siapa buat video, siapa yang akan upload, siapa buat poster. Macam saya, I involved in this project yang dengan with my students. So dia memang PhD student saya pay dia punya fees. Saya kata up to you. Ni sebenarnya. This one dia punya poster. So kalau inilah dia contoh, dia ada poster, ini tajuk contoh, ini dia punya video. Ada banyak lagi ni you boleh tengok. Bukan apa, bila tengok ni boleh dapatkan contoh idea apa you nak buat. Ini tajuk dia. Nak TikTok pun boleh. Ada gunakan TikTok pun boleh. This one dia gunakan tools, ni ada yang gunakan survival education through blended learning in 4 weeks. Stages, nampak tak ni? Ini hanya dia punya proses saja. Stage, ini SOE ni orang ni. Stage 1 dia buat apa, stage 2 dia buat apa, week ni dia buat apa, dia tak buat produk.
Planning dia ya.
Planning. Dia dah masuk jadi Nali macam ni. Ini dia ada research sedikit lah. Jadi ini antara yang you boleh tengok. Tapi I think 2022 pun akan jadi begini juga kot because of COVID ni. Jadi dan dia letakkan innovativeness dia apa, impact dia apa, objektif dia apa, diagram dia apa, model dan sebagainya. Jadi bahan itu contohnya video dan juga laman web dan Facebook. Jadi saya stop sharing. Kalau ada soalan boleh tanya sebab kita pun dah 11:22. If you have questions can ask here. Dan saya boleh jawab. Cuma tadi soalan-soalan yang sebelum ni saya tak nampak sebab saya baru masuk balik tadi sebab ada problem on my machine ni. So ada soalan, I think that's all kot yang saya boleh share. I will give you the slide and also the sample of Nali punya form yang my students submit for 2020 dalam format PDF sebab sistem dah tutup tapi saya minta tolong Dr. Nihra semalam download my application form, dia dah download kan. So those who might be want to go for award also I can share award punya PDF sebab dia ada award, dia ada exhibition, ada dua. Award lagi comprehensive sikit lah in preparing the document and it can be in Malay. Kalau you nak prepare your document in Malay boleh, tak ada masalah. Okay. So with that, saya pass back to Dr. Wan Farah. Thank you very much to all of you for your times, and I hope my sharing session will benefit all of you and will encourage all of you to join Nali. And insyaAllah, for Nali also, faculty will sponsor your fees. Kalau ada request from RG readers, last time kita allocate certain amount of money also to support those who would like join Nali if you don't have a research grant. But if you have research grant, you can actually claim under your research grant. I think that's all. Saya akhir dengan wabillahi taufiq wa hidayah. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi taala wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam, Prof. Thank you very much. I think I learned a lot from the session today sebab sebelum ni kalau kita nak masuk memang ngeri lah bila kita dengar you have to have evidence and at the back of my mind what is the kind of evidence I need to put in. So hari ni banyak pencerahan yang kita dapat. It's very enlightening and it has been very fruitful like what Dr. Ivy said in terms of the essential things that you need. Sometimes kita masuk ni dia very dry, kita tak ada supplementary evidence, one that can further support our claim lah in the innovation. Then I just want to recap, Prof, since we are still waiting for questions. I just want to recap that if we wish to enter Nali, or I think for other innovation competition for that matter, projects can come from your classroom data. It can also come from your students' work, who you think have the potential to be commercialized, to be presented further beyond the confines of their degree or master or PhD. And it can also come from your innovation for instructors and also for students. Selama ni kita confined to effectiveness on learners, but today we learn that we can also help our peers, our colleagues to teach better perhaps. And the most important thing is how you convince the judges of your innovation. The pitching is important. Poster pun kena cantik, video pun kena cantik. So all in all, it has to be a well prepared kind of thing. And for your information, this whole idea of this workshop is to motivate our colleagues to participate in Nali. If you haven't done so, I also haven't done so. So this year, inshallah, we will try to have more participation from FSSH, Prof, from KL and also JB, inshallah. And it has to be somewhat research based because you need evidence to show the innovativeness. And the evidence for innovativeness can come from IP and copyright. So perhaps we can plan ahead. Last time we scheduled the workshop to be in March and another session in September, but Prof said in September tu lambat sangat. So we will have insyaAllah our second Bengkel series on 20th of May, insyaAllah, Prof. Yeah, if time permits, COVID is no longer that serious, we can have a physical meeting in KL. So hopefully in the second series, we have a hands-on workshop in the way that kita dah ada group, we have presented fruitly our planning and all, and we can share with you, Prof, what our intentions are, and perhaps we can have some ideas from you, mana nak tweak, mana nak improve. So insyaAllah, Prof, second series will be on the 20th of May for KL. Kalau kita extend to JB, then probably we can welcome our JB friends as well. And that marks the end of Prof's session on the potential innovation that we can present in Nali. We have our last slot, which we reserve for our friends in KL, which is Dr. Zilal and Dr. Nomi on their sharing of their participation in Nali 2021. Saya serahkan majlis ke Dr. Zilal.
Okay, testing. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Terima kasih kepada Dr. Wan Farawani selaku moderator untuk program kita pada pagi ini. Moderator menceriakan suasana yang berbahagia. Dekan FSSH Prof Zaidatun, terima kasih atas perkongsian yang sangat bermanfaat. Banyak sangat yang kita pelajari pada hari ini dan juga rasa bersemangat untuk explore peluang-peluang yang ada dalam Nali. Yang berbahagia pengarah FSH KL Dr. Zohana, timbalan-timbalan pengarah, rakan-rakan pensyarah di KL dan JB, dan juga AJK di sebalik tabir teknikal kita untuk bengkel pada pagi ini. Jadi saya perkenalkanlah diri bagi yang mungkin belum mengenali saya. Saya Zilal daripada Akademi Tamadun Islam FSSH KL. Okey, jadi dan juga saya diamanahkanlah bersama Dr. Wan Farah untuk memegang portfolio unit penyelidikan dan penerbitan FSSH KL, dan alhamdulillah program pada pertama kita rancang ini alhamdulillah telah berjalan dan kita harap mendapat keberkatan lah. Jadi hari ini saya diminta untuk berkongsi sedikitlah pengalaman. Bukanlah saya sudah semestinya bukan saya yang terbaik, tapi saya pasti ramai lagi daripada rakan kita di FSH JB dan KL yang menyertai Nali 2020, 2021, 2019 dan sebelum-sebelum ni. Cuma ini sedikit perkongsian lah, dan saya akan berkongsi bersama dengan Dr. Normi selaku ahli kumpulan lah. Jadi sedikitlah bagaimana saya melibatkan diri dalam Nali ni. Sebenarnya sejak saya menjadi staf UTM, saya dah usha-usha dah Nali ni. Saya minta maaf saya sampaikan dalam bahasa Melayu. Okey, saya dah lihat-lihat lah, dah jenguk-jenguk Nali ni. Tapi tak ada ilmu, tak ada keyakinan untuk menyertai, tak ada idea pun. Tapi pada tahun 2020 saya cuba nak explore dengan menyertai sebagai AJK, unit proceeding dan juga workshop. Jadi di proceeding, menjadi unit proceeding ni saya lihat bagaimana cara penulis-penulis menulis extended abstract. Jadi saya terlibat di sebalik tabir lah. Okay, kemudian pada tahun 2020 juga saya menjadi ahli kepada satu Nali competition, iaitu kursus pengurusan jenazah online Kubjo, dijemput oleh Dr. Nur Hidayah bagi memberi input tentang perspektif Islam lah. Dan di sini kami mendapat Bronze Award. Jadi itu adalah pengalaman yang pertama lah melibatkan diri dalam Nali. Okey, seterusnya pada tahun 2021 sebenarnya tak ada idea untuk menyertai Nali ni, tapi pada dalam bulan September tahun 2021 ni kami ni yang daripada pensyarah dan pelajar PG FSSH ni terlibat sebagai AJK, dijemput oleh satu community iaitu breastfeeding counselor networking program, menganjurkan 8 hari webinar berkaitan dengan topik penyusuan ibu. Okey, 8 hari kami ni diamanahkanlah Dr. Nazira daripada SOE jadi timbalan pengarah. Saya sebagai unit CJ teknikal dan juga dijemput sebagai penceramah. Kemudian bila dijemput sebagai teknikal, saya rasa saya perlu ada orang yang lebih expert dalam teknikal ni, dan saya kenal Dr. Normi, Dr. Nur Hasmiza, dan saya jemput dia untuk mengetuai unit teknikal. Okay, kemudian pelajar PG daripada ATI juga terlibat sebagai AJK. Jadi dari sinilah sebenarnya selepas kami melibatkan diri sebagai AJK, dari siang ke malam kita punya teleconference ni, saya yakin Prof Zairatun juga dijemput untuk menghadiri majlis pembukaannya. Okey, kemudian dari situlah selepas habis program tu kami menyuarakan, saya Dr. Nur Hasmiza dengan Dr. Nazira kata apa kata kita join Nali, kita twistkan program ni di Art and Science of Breastfeeding ni menjadi satu kaedah yang bertepatan dengan prinsip Nali. Jadi di sinilah kita keluarkan apakah relevannya program yang kita jalankan itu, sebab dia melibatkan pembelajaran dan pengajaran teradun yang mengintegrasikan pelbagai medium secara fizikal dan maya. Sebab sebelum ni conference ni dijalankan secara fizikal, tapi 2 tahun dibuat secara maya. Jadi dia ada banyak platform sebenarnya. BCMP ni dia ada satu community dia lah, volunteers di kalangan ibu-ibu. Jadi mereka sangat kuat lah di situ kan, dan kita sokong dari sudut research base lah. Kemudian adanya konsep pembelajaran sepanjang hayat di mana ibu-ibu dibantu oleh para, kita panggil aktivis laktasi ataupun kaunselor lah, yang bertauliah untuk memberi input, memberi pemahaman yang betul tentang penyusuan ibu. Okay, kemudian BCMP ni juga menawarkan perkhidmatan kaunseling yang berbayar. Jadi di sini kaitannya dengan Nali adalah dari sudut commercialization, keupayaan dia untuk commercializekan ke pihak yang lebih luas lah, kepada publik kan. Okey, jadi kita faham bahawa Nali ni perlu ada research base. Jadi kita bahagikan tugas secara sinergi lah, dan di sini saya lihat sinergi sangat membantulah menguatkan each other kan. Okey, jadi kami rasa sedikit lega kerana di pihak BCMP sendiri mereka telah jalankan kajian tinjauan kepuasan pelanggan mereka. Jadi mereka dah ada data berapa persen yang puas hati, berapa persen yang dapat manfaat, apakah penambahbaikan yang dicadangkan. Jadi di sini dah lega satu perkara. Okey, di sini BCMP dah buat. Tapi kami nak tambah lagi research, iaitu bila habisnya ataupun berjalannya the Art of Science teleconference tu, kita buat satu survey keberkesanan pre dan pre and post lah. Kita buat Google Form, kita edarkan kepada peserta yang terlibat tu lebih 100 orang peserta secara online. Kemudian kita buat pertandingan, kontes, review kontes oleh peserta dan juga AJK. Mereka perlu tuliskan pengalaman mereka menyertai teleconference ini, dan kita letakkan hashtag dan kita berikan hadiah kepada mereka, dan di situ kita dapat collect lagi data tentang testimonia. Okey, kemudian kita sediakan abstrak, video, poster ni. Dr. Normi akan ceritakan. Saya belajar banyak dengan Dr. Normi bagaimana dia twistkan daripada bentuk kita jalankan seminar tapi boleh menjadi sebuah Nali punya output. Okey, di sini kami buat secara bersamalah dan juga penaja ayuran daripada pihak BCMP. Jadi ini adalah poster kami yang disediakan oleh kami, bahagi-bahagi tugas lah. Okey, ini Dr. Nazira buat, extended extract saya dan BCMP buat, kemudian video Dr. Normi buat. Jadi memang kerjasama yang sangat padu lah. Okey, dan ini slide saya yang terakhir. Saya petik kata-kata daripada Prof. Dr. Zuraida minggu lepas. Kita bermula dengan kita mengaku kita tak tahu, tapi kita belajar dan kita bermula dengan bronze, ataupun saya tak letak expectation pun untuk menang, tapi saya nak belajar. Tapi mana tahu mungkin tahun ni kita akan ramai kita boleh terlibat dalam Nali 2022 dan kita akan kumpul award. Award tu satu perkara, tapi pengalaman tu yang lebih berharga sebab kita perlu plan dari awal. Sebab kita dah nak masuk SEM baru, kita perlu plan. Okey, kalau kita ada subjek ni, kita team up dengan kita punya rakan-rakan pensyarah. Kita fikir kita nak buat apa, playbook ke, kita nak buat assessment ke, kita nak buat teaching method, learning dan sebagainya lah yang Prof kongsikan tu. Saya dapat banyak sangat idea, dan itu saja slide daripada saya. Cuma saya tunjukkan sedikit bagaimana kami menulis extended abstract. Extended abstract ni pun walaupun dia minimum 5 page sahaja dengan size font yang sangat kecil, okey, tetapi dia memang bukan kita boleh cincai je. Dia bukan kerja cincai. Dia memang perlukan konten kena betul-betul teliti apa yang kita nak masukkan, sebab kita perlu lihat apa kriteria dari segi novelty, innovativeness, commercialization punya peluang, okey, dan di situ kita impact, awards, dan kita kena masukkan perkataan-perkataan tu di dalam extended abstract ni, dan kita kena highlightkan. Okey, dan ini inovasi kita masukkan, kita ambil term-term dalam Nali tu dan kita merge, masukkan dalam kita punya extended abstract.
Jadi adakah supaya senang nanti dia dapat terus trace saja?
Ya, betul. Dia boleh, okey, ini dah ada markah-markah. Okey. Kemudian dia memang limited, gambar tak boleh banyak, okey, gambar boleh satu je, jadi kita ada gambar banyak, kita kena compress, kita combine. Lepas tu metodologi pun perlu kukuh. Jadi di sini kami rasa sedikit lega kerana dari sudut metodologi dan pengumpulan data tu banyak dah dijalankan oleh BCMP ni, dipelopori ataupun founder dia adalah seorang doktor pakar kanak-kanak yang juga pensyarah di Universiti Monash, Dr. Hairil Anissa, dan dia ada satu pusat rawatan pakar kanak-kanak di Adda Heights UNS Johor Bahru, dan dia dah jalankan kajian dia dah, sebab dia pensyarah juga, jadi dia tahu bagaimana nak menghasilkan satu research yang ada dia punya teorinya, ada conceptual frameworknya, metodologi dia dan sebagainya. Okey, dan dapatan kajian dia sebenarnya dia collect sendiri dengan dia tak ada grant daripada universiti dia pun, dia buat sendiri je semua. Cuma pada masa dia collect data tu dia tanya pada saya, ada tak student yang boleh analysekan. Jadi kita saja student UTM, dia bayar upah. Jadi memang Monash dengan kami dengan UTM ni memang rapatlah dengan Dr. Nazira SOE, memang kami ada networking yang sangat baiklah. Kemudian adanya perbincangan dia memang pendek je, tak perlu mereret-leret, tapi kita kena buktikan adanya pencapaian dan anugerah yang diperolehi. Ini daripada BCMP lah. Kami tinggal masukkan dia dalam Nali dan kita letak penutup dan penghargaan. Jadi dia memang 3 page je, tak boleh lebih sebenarnya. Sebenarnya masa saya jadi AJK proceeding tu memang satu kerja yang berat jugalah, sebab penulis tak tulis tak hantar ikut template. Jadi untuk 22 ni, 21 saya nampak agak strict. Mereka memang strict, kalau lebih daripada 3 mungkin akan tolak markah. Jadi sebab dia sebenarnya nak memudahkan kerja-kerja di sebalik tabir itulah. Jadi
kalau tengok situ Zila, lebih kurang 1500 perkataan ya, 1500 words lebih kurang lah. Sikit dah Zila tu kalau ikut.
Sikit, memang sikit, tapi dia punya kerja dia tu, maksudnya ada part yang ialah conference kami ni bulan September kan. Jadi lepas tu Nali dah open. Jadi waktu tu ad hoc kita rancang dengan Dr. Nomi, dengan Dr. Nazira untuk join. Tapi yang data ni sebenarnya dari awal lagi sebenarnya. Data daripada BCMP ni sebenarnya bukan 2021, dia 2020 sebenarnya. Jadi kalau kita boleh plan daripada bulan 3 ni, mungkin kita plan, insyaAllah kita bantu kawan-kawan kita sama-sama untuk kita semua dapat contribute, semua dapat explore, dan kita ada peluang lah untuk menyertai Nali. Okey, saya rasa itu saja dari saya. Saya nak serahkan kepada Dr. Nomi sebab saya belajar banyak sangat dengan Dr. Nomi. Kami memang buat meeting online ni sampai malam Dr. Nomi. Kita nak bincang macam nak tukar bahasa dia kepada bahasa yang lebih sesuai untuk jadikan video. Okey, itu saja dari saya.
Thank you Dr.
Saya
Zila.
jemput kembali pada ni Dr. Mafara.
Terima kasih Dr. Zila. Dr. Nomi, are you ready?
Can you hear me?
Okay.
Dengar tak?
Yes. Dengar.
Sorry, tak boleh tunjuk muka sebab ada dalam kereta dan kereta saya gelap. Okay. Sebenarnya saya banyak belajar dengan Zila pandai merapu kat situ. Saya mula masuk Nali ni 2020, itu pun semua secara tak sengaja. 2020 tadi yang you all dah tengok kan yang Korean fun tu kan, and then itu dengan Dr. Kang Myung Suk, and then 2021 dengan Dr. Zilal. Saya kat sini tak adalah apa pun, banyaknya memang kena tolong video lah, and alhamdulillah ada sedikit lah skill in pitching. Kalau masuk pitching pun setakat ni tak pernah kalah lah, selalu menang lah setakatnya kan. So with that knowledge in pitching tu yang saya applykan untuk buat apa saja video yang dipertanggungjawabkan oleh Dr. Zila dengan Dr. Kang Yunsuk dulu. Okay, saya nak bagi 3 tips untuk masuk Nali ni yang based on my observation. Nombor 1, kalau nak masuk Nali ni, mula-mula sekali kena cari gang. Kena cari gang yang ngam. Yang ngam, tak kisah. Kadang tak semestinya sesama English lecturer. It could be dengan lecturer lain pun tak apa. Yang pentingnya boleh satu kepala lah, senang. Bila buat kerja tak berkira tu dia senang sikit nak jalan. So buktinya macam 2020 saya bekerjasama dengan Dr. Kang Myung Suk. Memang sampai hari ni pun tak pernah jumpa dia. Semua online saja. Dia ajar saya dengan Syura bahasa Korea sebenarnya. Kita masuk kelas Korean language. Daripada situ saya dengan Dr. Syura, dengan Dr. Kang, dengan Dr. Nina masa tu. Kita jom lah kita masuk Nali, kita try. Menang-menang dapatlah juga kan markah 0.005 untuk LPPT kan. Cuba sekali menang, dapatlah silver. Boleh lah first time masuk. And then untuk 2021 ni dengan Dr. Zila, Dr. Nazira kan. Itu pun tak pernah jumpa juga. Dr. Hairin pun tak pernah jumpa. Yang jumpa Dr. Zilal je. Kan Zilal? Itu pun kita banyak online untuk buat benda ni. So nombor satu memang kena cari geng yang ngam. And then bila dapat geng yang ngam ni, yang paling penting sekali jangan sombong. Kalau kita sombong susah lah. Nanti orang macam dia ni kewatnya kan. Belagak pula tu. Macam mana nak buat orang kata sinergi yang bagus. So dengan Zilal kita buat dengan Dr. Hairin kan Zilal kan. 8 hari kita berconference. Pernah tak you all attend 8 hari? Malam-malam pula tu. Dengan ibu-ibu seluruh Malaysia. Memang terror lah dia orang. Sangat bersemangat untuk memberi susu ibu. Kalau kita tak dapat geng yang ngam, lepas tu janganlah sombong. So, senang orang kat luar pun senang nak bekerjasama dengan kita. Dr. Hairin senang je nak bayar kan Zila kan, untuk the whole thing. So macam tak berkira lah. That's number one. Okay, number two, bila dah dapat geng ni, kita kena identify apa yang kita nak bertandingkan. Kalau dah dapat geng, sembang lebih je kan, tak tahu nak bertanding, susah pula. So we have to identify. Sebab hari ni, thank you so much Dr. Farah dan Dr. Zila dah buat this event, dan juga our prof dah cerita macam mana yang you all boleh bertandingkan. So we have to identify apa yang kita nak bertandingkan. So that is our objective kan. Very clear. And number three, yang paling penting sekali, kita kena ada seorang ketua. Ketua ni dia memang seorang ketua yang tahu ke mana hala tuju projek ni. Dia kena tahu macam mana nak bahagi tugas supaya tugas yang diberikan di kalangan ahli tu bertepatan dengan skill ahli masing-masing tu. Contohnya dalam kumpulan yang dengan Zilal adalah ketua dan Zilal yang bahagi tugas, dan kami memang terima apa yang Zilal dah bagi, dan sebabnya Zilal pun tahu kita punya expertise tu kat mana. So macam saya buat video, saya turn everything into a pitching kind of way. Dia tak adalah macam bila tengok tu macam mula-mula original tu dia memang nampak sangat technical, sangat macam tak layman lah kan. Itu pun kita dah banyak water down kan Zila kan. Tu pun bila tadi pagi tengok lagi, ni patutnya tukar lagi. Dah macam tu tau. So kita buat benda tu bukan sekali buat lah. Dia proses dia banyak, daripada nak buat skrip dia, nak pilih gambar dia, nak tengok timing dia, very very technical lah benda-benda tu yang Zilal memang pilih ikut kesesuaian kami lah. And then kami juga ada researcher lain. Zilal ada student juga untuk bantu apa-apa yang boleh kami bantulah. So we have to help each other. Tu je lah kot bagi saya yang paling penting untuk and then kalau boleh dapat tahu lah apa kriteria untuk menang. Kita tak menang gol sebab tak ada IP kot je lah kan.
Mungkin.
That could be the reason. Sebab kalau bagi saya, kalau you all tahulah, kita punya pertandingan tu satu website yang sangat hebat sebenarnya, sebab dia bantu orang untuk memang tak tahu cakap macam mana lah. Bantu orang untuk menyenangkan ibu-ibu tu menyusu tau di zaman COVID ni semua. Dan dia bukan untuk orang Islam saja, dia semua Islam, Chinese, Indian, semua dia orang bantu. So macam sangat satu keluarga, satu Malaysia lah kat situ. So macam I think I support that. Dia, and then expert dia pun bukan datang daripada Malaysia, datang daripada Australia. Lepas tu yang bukan saja daripada orang perempuan, orang lelaki, doktor yang tolong tu, sensor pula tu. Kalau menang lagi cuna. Tapi mungkin sebab Nali ni dia ada dia punya kriterian kan, maybe dia nak IP, all those kind of research tu yang mungkin kita boleh tambah lagi lah, which is fine. Tapi okay lah, dapat juga second place. second best. Itu saja kot daripada saya.
Thank you.
Terima kasih.
Okay, Dr. Zila pun dah share link to the video yang breastfeeding ya. Yang sebelum tu ada saya share Road to Mahram, obtaining mahram relationship tu. Saya punya line okay ke? Okay
Boleh dengar walaupun di parking.
Baik. Okay. That marks the end, Alhamdulillah, of our workshop today. This is series 1. It's introductory to Nali. We have the second series on the 20th of May, insyaAllah. On the more hands-on, makna kata siapa yang hadir bengkel sesi kali ni, if you have ideas that you have started to think about. You have formed your group, like what Dr. Nomi said. You find your group, you know what you want to compete, you elect a leader, then you start discussing. So come May later for our second series, we can start to build up our evidence, collect data. Kita dah delegate task. Ya, betul ke Prof? Nanti second series is more hands-on insyaAllah Prof, ya?
Yeah, second series will be more hands-on, and if everybody has dia punya wrap up tu kita akan komen, dan juga your title nanti kita akan revise so that it will be something catchy, and when people read it, people dah imagine what is your project or what is your best practices tu nanti.
So second workshop, is it safe for me to say we come with work in progress? Betul ya,
Yes.
Prof?
Yes,
Okay.
yes. Or
InsyaAllah.
maybe in the second workshop also, if anyone here just come up with might be just ideas ke, boleh juga, tak ada masalah. We still have time because katanya tadi September kan? September, I think we still have time to explore on your potentials, what we call it, project. But what I would like to remind everybody is that if you just did not start anything kan, any innovative punya ways of teaching ke apa ke method ke, everybody knows that on 20th of March kita start new semester. So tak terlambat lagi untuk try any new methods. At least you get data from one semester. I think it's quite enough. Might be if you able to have copyright publication and all that in one total package, then you able to explain your project apa ni in a way that really people understood it very well and look interesting, and all the elements dapat dilihat. I think mungkin you boleh dapat gold, tapi kalau on certain part tu mungkin lose sedikit, don't have a copyright and so on, it will end up with silver or bronze, but at least you have it. And one thing that you have to know that next year you can revise the innovation, change a little bit on the name, apa yang you pertekankan, then you can masuk balik dan mungkin akan dapat gold.
Upgrade kan, 2.0.
Yeah, upgrade the product and so on. And that's the way. That's how you work.
I think best to say kalau kita nak to be on the safe side, what we have practiced previously in the previous sem, we improvise and we try to implement in the upcoming March semester for those who are teaching degree. And then kita ada 2 sets of data that we can include insyaAllah. And we can start to work with our friends, probably, Prof, insyaAllah. And I think we shall stop here for today's workshop. I can't thank you enough, Prof Zaidatun, for your willingness to spend your time with us today and for sharing such wonderful knowledge with us. Prof, not many people are willing to do this, Prof, and so we really appreciate that coming from you as our leader in our faculty. So thank you very much. And I hope each of the participants who are here today has will take away all the wonderful sharing from Prof. Zaidatun as well as our friends, Dr. Zila, Dr. Nomi, and the rest of you. Yeah. So as with everything else, we end with a photo session. Shall we have our photos taken? I will be the photographer today. Cheap host, come photographer. Okay, all right. Shall we wait for more to turn on their camera? Jangan malu-malu. Yeah, we have few pages today to take some photos. Siapa lagi ni? Ustaz Nick, Harmi, Sina, Kak Mona, Ustaz Isan. Sekejap ya. I think we have 2 pages, so we don't know which page we will land on, so you just keep smiling. Okay, are you ready? 1, 2, 3, smile. One more, 1, 2, 3, smile. Yeah, to first page. Bear with me for a bit. Second page. Okay. Ready? 1, 2, 3, smile. Say cheese, everybody. Yeah. Okay, last one. 1, 2, 3, smile. Okay, thank you very much for everyone who stayed with us throughout. Thank you, Prof. Dekan. Thank you, Pengarah Dr. Zuhana.
Bye.
Okay, Assalamualaikum everyone. We meet in the second series, insyaAllah.
Okay.
Okay,
Assalamualaikum.
Assalamualaikum.
Thank you.